You are Beyonce, honey. Welcome to your Renaissance. Okay, we are here for a beautiful conversation, honey, and I am elated that you are joining me. I'm going to tell you something. Or, matter of fact, do me a favor. Let's play with each other just for a minute, all right? I want you to pretend. I want you to pretend that you are Beyonce for just a second. Okay, stay with me. Stay with me. And when most people are thinking about Beyonce, they have their certain thoughts. Just like if I say red door, you're going to see a different kind of red door than me. So we all have different thoughts when it comes to Beyonce. Okay. But I oftentimes think about her evolution. Every era, every album, it's almost like she had to become somebody different. And I think that's where so many of us women get stuck. We're trying to create a new life while continuously introducing ourselves as the same woman we've always been. Same stories, same labels, same titles that we've always given ourselves. Okay. So I want you to think, what era are you still holding on to? So welcome to the manifestation experience. I'm your girl, Coach Jackie, and I help women reconnect with the versions of themselves they've been too busy to become. Around here, we believe that you can do whatever you want to do. We believe that you can become whoever you want to become. And we know that you can have whatever you want to have. But it starts by giving yourself permission to choose you. Every week, we're going to be having some real ass conversations, okay, around identity, manifestation, psychology, luxury experiences, and what it truly takes to create the life that feels as good as it looks. All right. If you're ready to stop waiting for permission and start becoming the woman you know you've been meant to be, you're in the right place. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Turn on your notifications, honey, because every Sunday we are going to be diving into these beautiful conversations that will change the way that you think, feel, and create your life. And if you're looking for a community of women who actively are doing this, I mean, actively. I'm not big on talking about it. I'm actually really big on doing it. Okay. And I'd love for you. Come join us. Come join us inside the Manifest That Shit Society. We do so much more than have a conversation about manifestation. We be it. Okay. I know that's grammatically incorrect, but there is something powerful about the being. All right. So now let's dive into this conversation. Every album with Beyonce, there was a sense of a identity shift. And even in one album in particular, the Sasha Fierce versus Beyonce, right? The songs that were on each album, I Am a Diva versus like Halo, these different versions of her were different identities. And she took them on and she became them. We can even fast forward. Let's move forward to Renaissance. And we can even talk about the Cowboy Carter album. Beyonce took on different identities, different personas, became them, right? Even with Cowboy Carter and then winning the Grammy for Best Country Album, right? You have to begin to notice that the identity shift that needs to happen in order for you to become, in order for you to receive, is mandatory. Okay, so think about it. She started off in a group, Destiny's Child. Matter of fact, I gotta be honest with y'all. I went and saw Destiny's Child when Destiny's Child originally opened up for Boys to Men. Oh my God, we were at the Concord Pavilion. My very first boyfriend, Russell, took me. Okay. And so when you look back at the evolution of her, she's now hitting different genres of music and winning. So it is about the identity that we must take on, right? It's so funny to me because even when you think about Lemonade and when she was going through all of that stuff with her husband, we felt her deeply. We were all, we were all out here singing them songs, whether we had been cheated on or not. Okay. You try that shit again, you gonna lose your wife. Okay. She said it. But the different identities are important. So it's very important for us, honestly, more than anything else, to know that if I'm ready to go and move on and do something different, be something different in my life, there is a new identity that I must take on. There is a new human that I must be. I'm reading a book right now, Parallel Universes by Frederick Dodson. And in the parallel universes, he talks about how everything is available for us, every single person that you desire to be. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you're like, well, I don't desire to be anybody but who I am right now, take a deep look and see. Because even within my story right now and what I've been experiencing coming out of my 9 to 5 identity, I've been having to do a lot of peeling back of the layers to figure out who I be. And who I am has more to do with me giving myself permission to choose her. I've been told all my life who I should be as a Black woman, who I should be as a mom, who I should be as a woman, who I should be as a just human in general. I've always been told. And so when you give yourself permission to choose and you peel back the layers and figure out who it is you be, so many things open up for you. That's why I started talking about Beyonce, even with her different genres that she chose to be. Right? Think of all Beyonce's different hairstyles. I mean, period. You get to choose. And it is that simple. But I think why so many of us are stuck is we're doing what other people have told us to do. Right? You know what you want. You've known what you wanted for years. Your problem is not clarity. It's you giving yourself permission to choose her, to choose this new identity. It's giving yourself permission to want the more, to want the bigger house, not the house based upon what you see in your current bank account. I'm talking about the house that's like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is mine. I manifested that shit. That house, right? Giving yourself permission to make more money. Some of us are sabotaging ourselves and don't know why. Can't get up, can't get started, can't do the things. Hello, somebody, been there and done that. But it wasn't until I gave myself permission to choose the millionaire identity that I began to shift. I begin to want more flow in my systems. I begin to want more clarity. And not only did I want it, I began to search it out, look for it, figure it out, put the pieces together, hire the coaches. That right there, that investing in yourself is permission to choose you. Permission to leave. Oh, we're going to have a lot of conversations over the next couple months. And I'm definitely going to share my story about how I left my husband. And, I don't mean to tell the story to shade him. I tell the story because this is my story. And the walk away brought so much more abundance to my life than I ever anticipated. So much growth, learning, lessons, expansion, but within each and every one of them was a diamond, a gem being dropped on my soul and adding to my life. We got to give ourselves permission to rest. Oh my God, don't get me started on permission to rest. because that is something I had to learn. I had to learn that it's okay to rest. I don't know about y'all. I was one of those people who as soon as I lay down, I'm like, girl, you could be doing doop 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 doop. My mind wouldn't let me rest. My body wouldn't let it. She felt like she needed to be up doing something to be worthy. If that's you, honey, I resonate. Hunty, there, if they had shirts, I'd have a closet full. So, permission to rest. And then the permission to travel. I gotta tell you, I've been dropping a lot of things in my stories. If you don't follow me, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok at The Pursuit to Happy. But I've been dropping in my stories recently the travel I'm doing and going to be doing in the future. I actually am now a certified travel agent. So if you want any luxury travel help being planned, hit your girl up. I got your back. Matter of fact, I'll drop it. I'll drop the form for you to fill it out right here in the description. But more than anything else, travel is important. And the reason I have incorporated travel as a part of my business model is because when it comes to traveling and getting away, I don't know if you've noticed, but you take on a whole different identity. When I was in Paris, that was a Paris Jackie, okay? That was a Paris Jackie Hunty, okay? Let me tell you. So much to the point, some of the outfits I even wore, I have not worn since because that was Paris Jackie. That was a different identity. And the way that she took on the world while in Paris was by storm. And she went there to speak. I was there speaking in Paris. But the reason I can even talk about her like that, like she was a separate person, because that was a totally different identity. And that permission to allow myself to travel. Let me tell you, and I'll be sharing my Paris story another time because I manifested Paris, and honestly, I'll be sharing the pictures and everything, but I manifested Paris, and I'll tell you how you can too. And I literally, like, while there, felt different, knew I was different, manifested the money to get there, the flight, getting there, everything in its alignment, even to the point where the hotel that I booked was in the center of everything. It was one of the most perfect hotels. I highly recommend it to everybody. But it's like getting to Paris was so gorgeous and fun and phenomenal. And it was because I gave myself the permission to do the travel. You don't know how important that initial permission is. That is that official first step of you manifesting the life of your dreams. That permission to choose yourself, say yes to you, invest in you, back you, cheer you on, allow yourself to rest. This permission is at the center of deciding that you matter. And so every time we ignore that little voice that's saying, you should do this, or girl, that's the place to go, or girl, go walk in there, you're becoming more loyal to your old identity by not listening to the voice. And you no longer belong there. When we start to feel stuck or unhappy or, this is not what I want to be doing with my life, you have outgrown this space. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is not a problem. It is not a bother. It is just an acknowledgement that you've outgrown this space. So this new identity that you take on, that's what creates your reality. Because you can say you want it, but if you keep not allowing yourself, or you keep ignoring the little voice that's telling you to do the next best step, because that little voice is coming up from the subconscious mind. You see, our conscious mind wants to run the show. It's trying to help you. It's trying to keep you safe. Your subconscious mind, we operate from that space. We operate from our subconscious mind. So if you're training your subconscious mind to believe that you can do, be, and have whatever you want, You will notice the opportunities through your eyes. You will hear opportunities, things that you need to be doing, discounts, places you need to sign up for. You will hear them with your ears. You will taste the tastes that you need to taste to get you to where you need to go with your mouth. All of your senses will work together to guide you in the right direction of where you need to go, where you need to be. Okay? So here's where manifestation gets misunderstood. People think manifestation starts with, you know, like I said, just making the statement. I believe vision boards work. I believe affirmations work. I believe positive thinking works. I think all of these things work. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. I have manifested a new car. I have manifested a new apartment. I have manifested $20,000 on The Price is Right with vision boards, affirmations, and positive thinking. But more so than anything else, because all of those things add into the moment that you choose the new identity. Because if I'm going to affirm I am a multimillionaire, I'm choosing that identity. And the more that I affirm it, the more that I am choosing this identity. Because that choice over and over and over again is what is rewiring my mind to do something different. So we have to continue to make the choice. I'm going to be honest with you. A thought practiced long enough becomes a belief. Why? Because that thought seeps into the subconscious and it becomes who you be. Right? The BE in belief. It becomes who you be. Okay? And so the moment that you become completely unavailable for this old identity, this, I'm no longer doing this. Right? It's funny for me because before I quit my good government job, I had made a decision a long time before that I no longer identified as that human. I no longer identified as it. Now, parts of my 9 to 5 energy is still trying to hang on for dear life. And I'm trying to take with me what I need to take with me. But at the same time, the moment that I said this is no longer my identity, the opportunities became available everywhere to get out. Okay? So manifestation begins the moment you become completely unavailable for that old identity. You said, I don't want this no more. And oftentimes when we start looking at it and saying, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, that is showing you what you do want. So that helps you to create the new identity that you're on your way to stepping into. It helps with the decisions. It helps with the habits, right? Because the more that you're like, I don't want to be, I don't want to procrastinate anymore. Let's just throw that one out there, right? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be on top of it. Then you begin to make the schedule to get on top of it. Then you begin to follow the schedule. And then even when you fall off, you give yourself grace and say, you know what, but at least I'm no longer procrastinating. And you hop right back on. There goes that positive thinking. The moment you affirm yourself, I'm trusting the journey. We're doing this. We're consistent. We're organized. You're affirming yourself to continue to stay within this identity. And then your habits begin to form moment after moment for every little decision that you make, taking you closer to what you desire. Okay? So if you want a different reality, you have to become that different person. And this is not faking it till you make it. This is not you being performative. This is you just becoming, just being. Just noticing the difference from you here to the difference in you here. And choosing this new identity every day. Even if it's a little small choice every day. Even if it's you getting up and writing down what you're grateful for every day, because you know your next identity does that. Even if it's knowing the difference, both matter. That's how quickly you could drop into a new reality by becoming this new reality. Both matter. Okay? So, what I want you to do, because if you know anything about Coach Jackie, I don't play them games. Okay? I'm all about doing the work. And I am a firm believer in what you write, you invite. Okay. And so I want you to grab your journal, and at the top of the page, I want you to write the identity I'm releasing. Okay. So finish these sentences. I no longer want to be the woman who. Okay. Thank you for protecting me. You can rest now. Okay. Finish those sentences. And then I want you to turn the page over. And then I want you to write the identity I'm becoming. And then you're going to finish these sentences. I'm becoming the woman who. She believes. She chooses. She receives. She trusts. Okay. Don't overthink it. Let your soul just answer. And if you want, make sure you pause it after each one to finish writing it so you can get all of these prompts. And I just want to say this. Inside the Manifest That Shit Society, we are doing just this. We are doing identity work every 30 days because that's how important it is to drop in, know who she is, remember who you're on your way to becoming, know who you've been. Looking at the two different identities and noticing the difference between the two are imperative. This is how manifestation starts to move when your identities shift. If you don't even know if they're shifting or if you're on the right track, if you don't know, then you're just willy-nilly moving through. But if you want to shift the identity to what you desire, receive what you want, know what it is, hey, there's magic in it. Okay. So come join us for Playhouse with your future self inside the Manifest That Shit Society. The link is below. Join us. It is phenomenal because we do this, but we do this and more. Okay. And so much more. And like I said, it's every 30 days because that's how important this is. Your first 14 days are free. So come in and get those first 14 days and see what it do, baby. But it's important to do this work. It's very important to do this work. I could just throw affirmations at you. I could just have you doing vision boards and we hope for the best. 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, maybe it'll happen, right? No, this is guaranteed. The moment you shift the identity, your life will meet you there. So meet us inside the Manifest That Shit Society and join us inside Playing House with Your Future Self. It will change your whole world. I promise. Okay. So for now, we're going to do an embodiment exercise. If you know anything about me, you know that I love embodiment. I'm not going to send you away with just journal prompts and pray that you do them. I am going to sit here and we are going to do something together. I'm a big believer in visualization because I believe that you manifest twice. First time in your mind, second time in your physical reality. And so in order for you to manifest in a big way, we need to see. And so we can receive. Okay, so close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in with me through your nose. Holding it at the top, exhale through your mouth. I want you to meet her. The version of you who's already living the life you dream about. Notice how she walks, how she smiles, how she carries herself. And now I want you to ask her, what do you need me to stop carrying? What do you need me to stop holding on to? Now ask her, what do you need me to start believing? And then ask her, what decision have I been avoiding? Trust the answer because she already knows. Coming back into the room, to the moment, I want to leave you with one thought. Honey, you're not behind. You're not broken. You're not too late. You're standing at the beginning of a brand new era. Like I said, your renaissance. And every renaissance begins with this one decision: the decision to stop introducing yourself as who you've been, the decision to start embodying who you're becoming. Because the first thing you manifest isn't the more money, it isn't the more clients, it isn't the more success, it isn't the more travel, the love. The first thing you manifest is more of who you be. Okay? So I hope today's conversation reminded you that life is meant for you to create. It doesn't begin when everything around you changes. It begins when you change from the inside. And that first step to that change is the moment that you choose yourself. Okay? If this conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, what's one identity that you're ready to release? And tell me, who are you becoming instead? Put it in the comments. And if you know another woman who needs this reminder, share this video with her. You never know whose life might change because you decided to hit send. And if you're ready to go deeper, come join us inside the Manifest That Shit Society, baby. Okay? That's where we continue these conversations, support one another, and practice becoming the woman we're called to be. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you never miss a Sunday episode of the Manifestation Experience. Until next time, always remember, Coach Jackie got your back, baby. And you can want whatever you want. You can become whatever you want. And you can have whatever you want. You are the creator. Now, go create something beautiful, honey, okay? I'll see you next Sunday.